So, if you've got diabetes, have you ever noticed your feet feeling, well, a little weird? Maybe some strange sensations that you can't quite put your finger on? Well, I'm here to tell you, you are definitely not imagining it. Let's jump in and figure out exactly what's going on. Does this ring a bell? That burning feeling, especially when you're trying to sleep? Or maybe that pins and needles tingling, like your foot's fallen asleep and just won't wake up? Or maybe nothing at all, just a strange numbness. If any of that sounds even a little bit familiar, you're in the right place. And the very first thing you need to know is that you are not, and I mean not, alone in this. It turns out that about half, that's 1 in 2, of all people with diabetes will deal with some kind of nerve damage. So the big takeaway here is that this is a really common part of the journey, and there are absolutely things we can do about it. To really get a handle on this, we're going to walk through it all step by step. We'll start with what's happening and why it happens. Then we'll get into what it actually feels like. And most importantly, we'll dive into the practical stuff, what you can eat, a simple daily care plan, and even some amazing modern help that's out there. Okay, so first things first, what is actually going on down there in your feet that's causing all these strange feelings? Let's break it down in a really simple way. The fancy medical term for this is diabetic neuropathy, but forget the fancy term. The best way to picture this is to think of your nerves like little telephone wires running all the way from your feet up to your brain. Now, when there's too much sugar in your blood over a long time, it kind of acts like rust or acid that starts to fray those wires. And when the wires get damaged, the signals get all jumbled up or they don't get through at all. That's what causes all the confusion. Okay, so why is high blood sugar so rough on these wires? Well, it turns out it's kind of like a three-pronged attack. It doesn't just do one thing, it causes trouble in a few different ways. Okay, so first off, that extra sugar in your blood directly harms the nerves themselves. Think of it like pouring soda on a delicate electronic circuit. Second, it messes up the tiny, tiny blood vessels that deliver food and oxygen to your nerves. So the nerves are basically being starved. And third, it causes swelling and creates these things that are kind of like rust inside your body, making everything stiff and less flexible. It's a real tough environment for your nerves to survive in. So knowing the science is one thing, right? But what does all this damage actually feel like when you're just trying to walk around and live your life? Let's talk about what people really experience. I mean, listen to this. Some people actually say it feels like they're walking on broken glass or hot needles. That just shows you this isn't some small thing. For some, it can be really, really painful and completely change how they go about their day. And it shows up in so many different ways. For you, it might be that burning feeling that just gets worse at night, or that classic pins and needles tingle. Or you could have complete numbness, which brings its own set of dangers. Some people get these sharp zapping pains, like little electric shocks. It can even make you feel weak or unsteady. And then there's the really weird stuff, like your feet feeling freezing cold when they're actually warm, or feeling like you've got socks on when you're totally barefoot. It's all because of those mixed up signals. Okay, that was the heavy stuff. But here comes the good news. There are things you can actively do to fight back, and a huge one is what's on your plate. Food can either be a powerful tool to help your nerves, or it can make things worse. It's really a tale of two different kinds of food. On one side, you've got your nerve-friendly heroes, fatty fish like salmon that calm things down, bright, colorful veggies, nuts, whole grains, all the good stuff. Then on the other side, you've got the troublemakers. Things like candy and soda, processed foods, and simple carbs like white bread, which your body treats just like plain old sugar. And believe me, the little choices you make every day, they really, really add up. Now, besides food, what you do on the outside of your feet is just as critical, especially if you're dealing with any numbness. So let's put together a super simple daily plan that anyone can follow. All right, here are 5 simple things to make a habit. Number 1. Give your feet a quick look over every single day. Since you might not feel a cut or a blister, you have to be your own detective. 2. Wash them and dry them really well, especially between the toes. 3. Keep the skin soft with lotion, but skip the space between your toes. 4. Always, always wear comfy shoes. Never go barefoot. And 5, this one is so important. Before you get in the bath, test the water with your elbow, not your foot. Your elbow can tell you if it's too hot when your feet might not be able to. So we've talked about food and daily habits, which are your first line of defense. But what if we could go a step further? What about treatments that get right to the source of the problem, the nerves themselves? Well, there's a technology out there called NMES. Now I know neuromuscular electrical stimulation sounds really complicated, but the idea is actually very simple. It uses gentle, tiny electrical pulses, you barely feel them, to help wake up the nerves and muscles in your feet. So how does this thing actually work? Well, it does three key things. First, it helps get those sleepy nerves firing again. Second, it gently makes your muscles twitch, which acts like a tiny pump to get fresh blood flowing through your feet, bringing all those good nutrients. And third, over time, it can actually help your body build new, healthier pathways for those nerve signals to travel on. And you know what the best part is? It doesn't have to take over your day. We're talking about maybe 15 minutes. You could do it while you're sitting and reading or watching TV. It's that simple. As always, of course, you'll want to chat with your doctor before trying anything new just to make sure it's right for you. Okay, and this is really, really important. While all this daily care is fantastic, there are some red flags you can't ignore. If you find a sore on your foot that just isn't healing, if you see any signs of infection like redness, if your symptoms suddenly get a whole lot worse, or if you completely lose feeling in a foot, don't wait. Don't second guess it. Please call your doctor right away. So, when you put this all together, what's the one thing to remember? It all comes down to a single word: consistency. It's not about being perfect one day. It's about the little things you do every day. That daily foot check, that one healthy food swap, all those small actions add up in a huge way to protect your feet and keep you doing the things you love. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Your feet have worked so hard for you your entire life. They've carried you on every adventure. Now it's your turn to help them out a little. So, what's one small thing you can do today to help them keep carrying you forward?
Before you go, I need to share something important with you. Listen, I know you're exhausted, not just from the pain, but from the searching, the hoping, the disappointment. You just want your life back. We get that because we hear it every day from people just like you. Look, I know many of you are here because you're dealing with pain that just won't go away. And if you're one of the millions struggling with neuropathy, you know exactly what I mean. The burning that keeps you up at night, the tingling that makes every step uncertain, the frustration of trying cream after cream, pill after pill with nothing really working. And here's what most people don't understand. Neuropathy happens when the nerves in your feet get damaged. They can't send the right signals to your brain anymore. Those pain signals you're feeling, they're basically your nerves crying for help. The good news is simple. With the right stimulation, those nerves can actually start working right again. We've helped over 50,000 people get their nerves working again using this exact method. And that's why we created NeuroGo. Not just another device, but a complete support system with our Facebook community, diet program, exercise guides, free books, and real people who answer your questions. When other treatments have let you down, NeuroGo delivers the solution you've been searching for, so you can stop managing pain and start living again. You don't have to accept this pain as your new normal. Get 40% off yours today with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Click the link below. You have nothing to lose but the pain.